Hey guys, PokeCrafter back with another video, and today I'll be giving you all a rundown on the new Pokemon Sun and Moon info that dropped just yesterday. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't post a video yesterday, is because I didn't really know about the info yet until today. So I'll be giving you a rundown on the new forms, Z-moves, and the newer Pokemon I'll be covering in a later video. So these are the new forms of ancient Kanto Pokemon. No, they're not ancient. They're still pretty dank. So I'll be covering the Alolan Exeggutor, Alolan Vulpix, Alolan Ninetales, the Alolan Sandshrew, and the Alolan Sandslash. This is because I find that a spin-off on these Pokemon is very important because they're bringing back a Gen 1. They're wrapping it up with older generations. They're starting a new branch and they're bringing old Pokemon, but they're revamping them. So let's start off with the Alolan Exeggutor. So, unlike other Exeggutor, the Alolan Exeggutor has a fourth head on its tail, and the fourth head controls the tail independently and can take on opponents to the rear that can't be reached by the main head's attacks. I find this pretty interesting because, well, who knows, maybe you'll get an exclusive attack, like something involving the tail doing massive damage. I feel like this Pokemon is going to be more of a physical attacker than it used to be a, non-physical attacker, because, well, look at it. Massive head, massive damage with, head smash and stuff. I feel like it should get, some sort of special ability that allows it to do more damage with headbutting attacks, like Headbutt, Zen Headbutt, Head Smash, which I just mentioned. Now, onto the Alolan Vulpix. Now, I find this incredible that they finally decided to, bring back some Kanto Pokemon and make them special. Alolan Vulpix. Who would have thought that this guy would become an ice type? No one thought of this. Nintendo's coming out with brand new ideas, completely blowing our minds. So, the Alolan Vulpix live on high mountains, and they, stay in packs of 3 to 5, and they like to help one another survive, like any pack of wolves. Well, actually, now that you think about it, they're kind of, showing Pokemon adapting to new environments, and they're showing a real world animals changing, and with Young Goose, they mentioned that Young Goose was introduced to the region from another region to help lower the population of an overpopulated Pokemon. Maybe that Pokemon was an Ekans, or some other snake Pokemon that might be coming soon. Who knows? Because, after all, from Zangoose and Seviper, we can tell that mongooses and snakes don't get along now, do they? Well, on to Alolan Ninetales. And the Alolan Ninetales lives on snowy peaks and is referred to as an emissary in the Kanto, and it seems as though here it's still pretty greatly valued. And I just love the idea that they changed it from Fire, Psychic to Ice and Fairy. Wonderful idea, Nintendo. Best idea you ever had, revamping Ninetales. This is also my sister's favorite Pokemon. Rin. Fun fact. Fun fact. And apparently it is able to produce ice crystals from the fur that covers its bodies, and it can use the crystals to block attacks, throw ice balls at them, which I feel like could be a new attack, because in the trailer they showed the Alolan Ninetales throwing ice balls at, I forget which Pokemon was it? I think it was, I forget. Well, all I remember is I was throwing massive ice balls at another Pokemon. Onto the Alolan Sandshrew. Now, this guy. I don't know why they made him Ice and Steel. I feel like he should have been a normal Ice type, because over here they end up making Sandslash a Ice Steel type, and there's not much steel going on about this guy, except for his toes and hands. So yeah, kind of sad. Sandshrew has historically lived in desert areas, but the frequent eruptions of nearby volcanoes drove Sandshrew to abandon the desert and migrate to snowy mountains. This happens in real life, with animals having to move from one habitat to another. So this actually makes sense. It's a realistic thing happening in real life. So I feel like I like Pokemon's idea of bringing real world issues into Pokemon. But it's not really an issue in this case, because it's technically just becoming a new, breed of its species. It's special. I like it. And what I also find interesting is that with the Alolan Sandshrew, they're actually changing the stats with like weight, because over here it says its heavy weight makes the Alolan Sandshrew slower than a normal Sandshrew, but the claws on its head and feet allow it to move across ice without slipping. Interesting, interesting. On to Sandslash, which I showed you a little bit ago. I just love this guy's design. Like, look at these awesome spikes on the back. Why is this still a mouse Pokemon? It's a porcupine, for goodness sakes. The claws are obviously really good for digging. You can and latching onto like cliff sides if it wants to climb up mountains, cause it lives in the mountains. And let's see. So it uses the spikes on its back to bury in the ground and then hide in case predators are coming after it. I find that special. And apparently, photographers like to head over to the mountains to get some glimpses at the beautiful moments of Sandslash kicking sprays of snow into the air. Apparently that's beautiful. Sounds kind of cool. Well, on to the last. I already covered that. Well, I guess that's just about it for this little rundown of the 5 new revamped Kanto Pokemon. I will be releasing 2 more vids, I think, on Z moves and then on the new Pokemon that have been released in the trailer. So thanks for watching, everyone, and goodbye.